a bag?
It's not just a bag. It's Prada.
Time has always been a luxury. But what happens when time is given, not bought? In this episode of the Acker Treasures, we examine a piece that has sat atop Edward Acker's desk since 1893. A gift, not from royalty, but from a colonial governor, offered in admiration, diplomacy, and perhaps subtle warning. This is the story of the Timekeeper of Elmina, a gilded French Empire mantel clock and a symbol of ambition, empire, and the long shadows of time itself. Crafted around 1810 in Paris, this clock is a striking example of French Empire design. Made of gilt bronze and dark patinated metal, it features a bow-wielding African hunter seated above the dial, with a loyal hound by his side. These clocks were known as pendules au nègre, an era's attempt to mythologize and romanticize Africa through European eyes. While today such depictions are studied with a more critical lens, in their time they were seen as exotic, fashionable, and deeply symbolic. This particular piece was believed to have been part of a private collection housed at Cape Coast Castle on the Gold Coast, modern-day Ghana. For decades it adorned the home of Governor Charles B. Monet, a British colonial administrator with an affinity for continental art and political theatre. In 1893, Edward Acker, then a rising titan in industrial development, toured West Africa as part of an exploratory mission into gold transport and maritime infrastructure. During a formal reception at the governor's residence in Elmina, Acker impressed his host with his knowledge of regional trade routes, colonial diplomacy, and, perhaps, his ability to speak fluent French. At the close of the visit, Governor Monet presented Acker with the clock and offered him a single line: "For a man who understands time, must also know when not to waste it." The clock, crated and shipped aboard the SS Clara Belle, arrived in Boston 2 months later and took its place atop Edward's mahogany desk, where it ticked through every contract signed and empire built. Today, the Timekeeper of Elmina stands as more than a decorative relic. It's a conversation starter about art, appropriation, power, and presence. It invites us to consider not just who owned it, but who it was meant to represent, and how time, like truth, continues to unveil itself. Currently held in the Acker family vault, this piece has been insured at $175,000 and is one of the most debated objects in the collection, equal parts luxury, legacy, and loaded history. Some clocks measure time, others measure impact, and this one? It never stopped keeping watch.